Good morning and welcome all my dear students for today's lesson number 2, The Sound of Music part 2. I, Priya teacher, will deal with this topic for you from our book Beehive. The name of the part 2 is Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. This lesson deals with the development and evolution of Shehnai and Bismillah Khan's role in bringing it to the international stage. All said then? Hope you all have a textbook, pencil, and a notebook handy to take on some rough notes in case if you require. You can also pause, rewind, and write your notes and take rough notes for yourself. This is sort of welcome activity. This is the legendary personality about whom we are going to learn. Like I always keep on saying that do read autobiographies so of successful people through which you can get some motivation how exactly to utilize your time comfortably and live a successful life, not just in terms of name, fame and money, but in terms of self satisfaction and happiness. Peace of mind is extremely important. So let's do a small activity here. Welcome activity. These are the photographs of some legendary personalities which you should guess the names. Can you guess the name of this personality? It's Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia playing the instrument, musical instrument, flute. This is Ustad Vilayat Khan playing sitar. These two ladies are Lalitha and Nandini playing the violin. Fourth, this fellow is quite famous. You have seen him in advertisements. Zakir Khan playing the tabla. Next, you have the maestro Ustad Amjad Ali Khan playing the sarod. This is the sarod, Amjad Ali Khan. Then you have maestro Kunnakudi Vaidyanathan. Kunnakudi Vaidyanathan playing the violin. These are the legends, the gems of our country, the nation Hindustan, Bharat, India. So you need to know their names, their instruments, musical instruments, and their achievements. Next, you have Ustad Sultan Khan playing the sarangi. Ustad Sultan Khan. Ustad is like a guru, the best, the topmost in that particular field, sarangi. He is playing the sarangi. And next you have Ustad Bismillah Khan playing the shehnai. Just listening to the word shehnai itself creates a positivity, sort of happiness, right? Because you listen to music only when you are a little demanding for a change or you want some happy thing to happen. So this, think of the shehnai and the first thing you will probably imagine is a wedding or a similar occasion or function. The next would probably be Ustad Bismillah Khan. Yes, once you think of shehnai, the next thing that you think is Ustad Bismillah Khan, the shehnai maestro, playing this instrument. His movie Goonj Uthi Shehnai was all based on him, his Shehnai love. And now let's watch a video which depicts the Guru Shishya Parampara, the teacher and the learner, the dedication, the determination, the passion, all is depicted in his short Ragamala. Raga is a note, the vocal note, the voice note, a musical note. It is a long video for 8 minutes which I will trim off and play for you right now. I want you to understand the Guru Shishya Parampara here and learn to have that peace, that patience, that calmness. Step back, stop, pause, work on yourself. So have that patience to watch this small video. Let's start.
किशोरित सारे नैन बिसरात दरबार दिल की तुम सुला सब गुण न कीजिए गुण जना गुण न कीजिए गुण जना सानी गनी ददनी दम गर सानी गनी ददनी दम गर
So that was Ustad Bismillah Khan. That was Ustad Bismillah Khan. How did you feel listening to that music? See, why did I make you listen to that music? Because right now we need to be a little calm and poised, work on ourselves. The situations in and around us right now, there's a lot of vibrant energy. Yes, some of you must be sensitive enough to feel it. So to make it all normalized, we need to be calm, focused, poised, and work a lot on ourselves. See, when you listen to this type of music or to some classical pieces and all, no matter whether you understand it or you have that maturity level or you have that classical taste to acknowledge the quality of music presented, that doesn't matter, but it helps you to calm down your breathing, inhalation and exhalation, the amount of oxygen that you take it, and the complete carbon dioxide that is exhaled out, and that affects the number of thoughts that you have in 1 minute. You know what? A tortoise breathes only 16 times in a minute, 16 times in a minute, and he's got the lengthiest span of life. Whereas a rabbit breathes very fast, he breathes very shallow, so his spiritual quotient is also weak. And a tortoise is very calm, poised, he lives a long life, he takes the minimum number of breaths with maximum amount of oxygen required for his body. So same, if we calm down our mind, thoughts, if we have enough amount of oxygen, if we control on our breaths, number of breaths that we take in, the span of each individual inhalation and exhalation, then that would help us to focus on our thoughts as well. What are we thinking about? Is it a positive thought? Is it a negative thought? Or is it a neutral thought? Even, is it important to think about this thing? Will it really help me? And if you think more, it is of waste of energy, that is waste. If you think less but important, 60 thoughts per minute was calculated in a research, which is not needed at all. The minimum the number of thoughts, the quality of thoughts improves, the content improves, you become more focused, You become more poised, you can take good decisions, and good decision is all about a successful life. This is what a lesson is about. Our lesson is about. More work in less time will be done then if you're calm, poised, stable, you have control on your breath and on your thoughts. You are always focused on yourself, not on others. More work is done in less time with more accuracy and perfection. That's the reason I showed you this video, and it was also about the determination, the obsession or the passion for your inborn potentials, skills. Yeah? Hope you must have enjoyed the video. The Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Now let's come back to the lesson, the notes, the learnings, because life is not just all about the textbook, the notebook completions and all. We have got to work on ourselves. The more you are stable, the more you are forgiving, the more happy you are. Happy and successful, peaceful. History of Shehnai. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of pungi. Now we are talking about Bismillah Khan and his lesson. Here, part 2. Banned the playing of pungi in the palace. Just imagine the kingdom, the palace of Emperor Aurangzeb by then, and then try to understand, visualize each and every line, each and every word, get into it, try to live in present, do what you are doing now very nicely, peacefully and correctly. The quality matters more. The reason was that it had a sharp and unpleasant sound. He banned pungi because it was having a sharp and unpleasant sound. A barber thought to improve it. One of a barber, the name is not given, one of a barber thought to improve it. What to improve the pungi? He chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem, a wooden stem or stick with a natural hollow stem in. There was hollow inside it, empty. He made 7 holes on its body. On the stem, hollow stem, he made 7 holes. He played on it, closing and opening some of these holes. The barber started playing this hollow natural stem on which he had created 7 holes. It produced a sweet sound now. He played it before the royalty, that is before Emperor Aurangzeb. It needed a name now. So it needed a name now means now he has liked it. So it needed a name now. So it was named after the player. Who was the player here? That is the barber. Yeah. He was a nai, that is a barber, and it was first played in the Shah's chamber. Shah is the king's chamber, and as it has got its name as the Shah and Nai, Shehnai. But check for the spelling here correctly. Then Shehnai and Bismillah Khan. The style of learning the lesson is a little bit different. All that is already given in the textbook. I want you to read it on your own along with the hard words that we will discuss right now. Later. Shehnai and Bismillah Khan. The sound of the Shehnai was considered auspicious. Auspicious means pleasing, happy, yeah, releasing all the oxytocins in your body. So it was played in temples and at weddings in North India. Earlier, it was a part of traditional music groups. Ustad Bismillah Khan has brought it on to the classical stage. It was just played during weddings and in temples. You personally must have also seen when you visit or attend a wedding, they do play Shehnai at times. The Barat is playing the Shehnai at times, yeah, in the corner of the hall, wedding hall. So, but this fellow Bismillah Khan brought it on to the classical stage proper, gave it a systematic platform. Bismillah Khan and his childhood. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda near a pond in Dumro in Bihar. So he was from Dumro in Bihar, where near a pond he used to play Gilli Danda. He would go to the nearby Bahirji temple, Dumro Gaon, Bihar. He used to play Gilli Danda near a pond, and there Nearby in the Bahirji temple, Biharji temple, there he would sing the Bhojpuri Cheta. Cheta is a type of musical note. At the end, he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg, sawa kilo ka laddu. He used to get a 1.25 kg laddu. In which temple? Biharji temple. He was from Dumro in Bihar and he used to play gilli danda near the pond. Important points to be noted from this slide. And when he used to play Bhojpuri Cheta at the Biharji temple, he used to get 1.25 kg laddu, big laddu, because he was a small child. How old was he by then? 5 years. It was on behalf of the local Maharaja. The laddu was distributed on behalf of the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago. This little boy later earned the Bharat Ratna. It's the highest civilian honor. See? Next, Bismillah Khan's birth and parents, and about his parents. Bismillah Khan was born on March the 21st in 1916. 21st March 1916. Look at the style of writing the date as well. That is the reason I have put it in a very different form, not in the typical question answer form. It's all about gaining your control and confidence over a language that we are learning for so many years. Bismillah Khan was born on March the 21st, 1916 in a family of musicians in Bihar. So his family itself were of musicians. Was itself of musicians. Everybody, most of them were from musician families. His grandfather Rasul Baksh Khan was the Shehnai Nawaz of Bhojpur King's Court. See, Rasul Baksh Khan. Check the spellings as well. His grandfather Rasul Baksh Khan was the Shehnai Nawaz. He was awarded as the finest Shehnai player of Bhojpur King's Court. His father Paigambar Baksh. So Bismillah Khan's father Paigambar Baksh, Bismillah Khan's grandfather Rasul Baksh Khan, and other ancestors were great Shehnai players. Ancestors, father, grandfather, 4 grandfathers. Bismillah Khan as a young singer. The young boy Bismillah Khan took to music early in life. At 3, his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras. Maternal uncle's Mamaji in Banaras. Then he was attracted towards his uncle's practice of Shehnai, his mama's practice of Shehnai. Soon he started going with his uncle Ali Baksh to Vishnu. Now here when you write the answers, you will not use words like ha, na, for sure. You will not use the words like mama. You will use the words like maternal uncle is mother's brother. Paternal uncle is father's brother. Soon he started going with his uncle Ali Baksh to Vishnu temple in Varanasi to play the Shehnai. Soon he started practicing the playing of the instrument. He initially used to listen to his uncle. He was attracted towards his musical skill. Then he started himself practicing it. For years the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya and the banks of Ganga became the places where he could practice. So for many years he was practicing. It wasn't like I do it now and tomorrow I want the results. No, without thinking of or expecting anything in return or planning for the results, he just started putting in the best of what he had. Balaji and Mangala Maiya temple, the bank of Ganga, all these 3 places became the places where he could practice all the time whenever he was free. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to invent new ragas. These artist minds are actually, they just need a motivation, encouragement and inspiration, and then it does work out in their expected or favorable environment. Like he was all good with the Ganga river, the flowing sound of the water waves, then the Balaji temple, the Mangalamaya temple, and that inspired him to invent new ragas. Then Bismillah Khan's rise. Now this was all about his practice near the Ganga river and all. But how did he came into fame known to others? At the age of 14, Bismillah Khan accompanied his uncle to Allahabad Music Conference. The opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 became a big break for him. The opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in the year 1938 became a big break for him. He became a Shehnai player on radio. Now he became a Shehnai player on radio and he got his first break at the age of 14. Then Bismillah and as the first Indian. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai on August 15, 1947. He played Rag Kafi. Which raga did he play? Rag Kafi. From Red Fort to people like Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. On the day of independence, he first played the Rag Kafi on the Red Fort. Bismillah Khan goes abroad and his effect on the film world. Now All India Radio. Then let's see what did he do. He played for in 1947 on the 15th of August. So all over the world, all over the nation. Then Bismillah Khan goes abroad and his effect on the world. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan. King Zahir Shah was deeply impressed by his Shehnai. He gave him priceless Persian carpets. Persian carpets are extremely famous and precious over there. Film director Vijay Bhatt was greatly impressed. He named his film Goonj Uthi Shehnai after the instrument. The film was a hit and his composition Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya became a great record breaker. I would like to sing a little line, but I don't know whether you will be knowing about it. This song was Dil ka khilona hai toot gaya, Dil ka khilona hai toot gaya, Koi lutera ke loot gaya hai, Koi lutera ke loot gaya hai, Dil ka khilona hai toot gaya. This was the real song sung by Lata Mangeshkar ji, the legendary of our nation. Another legendary. I just take a big pause when I say out these names because I could feel the determination, the focus, the control, the passion hidden inside their achievements. All of these people. Then film world not Bismillah Khan's like, because this fellow was not after name, fame, money and all. It was his passion and he was all into it and enjoying his life at peace and par with his happiness. So film line, the fame, the glamour, it did not invite him. He couldn't stay with that for a long time. Bismillah Khan's music in films didn't go beyond Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivasa's Kannada film Sannadi Appanna. He found the film world artificial and glamorous. He could not compromise with it. At times, it would happen with a genuine personality as well. When you are trying to put in all and completeness of yourself, the artificiality and the glamour that is there, that doesn't attract a genuine personality. So he was not much into it. After doing just one movie and another one Kannada, he just took himself off, withdrew from the film world. He just took himself off. He couldn't compromise with the real person inside him. Bismillah Khan's awards now. Awards came in plenty for him because he was not after him, it was already there in him. He just got to know the hidden potentials of himself at a very early stage. Good godfathers, he could recognize it and put his energy and time at the right point. And that is what we have Bismillah Khan, a legendary person. He became the first Indian to perform at the Lincoln Center Hall in the USA. He took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair as well. It was a trade fair, but there also every best or every happy occasion ideally begins with Lord Ganesha, and we begin it with Shehnai. So that's what happened. It was a trade fair, but it started off with Shehnai. It had a Shehnai piece played over there as well. An auditorium in Tehran was named after him. Altogether, an auditorium was named after him in Tehran. Tahar Mosik Ustad Bismillah Khan. The name of the auditorium was Tahar Mosik Ustad Bismillah Khan. Ustad means the best, the guru. National awards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. Can't take it, see? Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan. Such a engrossed or weighty person. Bismillah Khan's love for his roots. Now he went abroad, he has won many awards and all. Bismillah Khan had travelled all over the world, but he was greatly fond of Banaras and Dumra, his village, and Banaras, the river Ganga and the sound of the flowing water. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA. United States of America. In the USA. Why is it the USA and not the India or the China? Because when do you use article the, what is this? USA is an abbreviation. The United States of America. So that is the reason you put the over here. When you, what is the, is an indefinite article? No, it's a definite article. So which states? The states of only the United States of America. So you are specifying it later on. United States of, which states of America. So you put the over here. But when you say India, it isn't an abbreviation. You aren't specifying that. It's a noun. It's the name of a nation. That's the India. Hindustan. It isn't the Hindustan, the India. That's just a grammatical, syntactical or technical part of English language. It isn't about respect or extra gratitude. Then he promised to create an atmosphere of Banaras by making temples here. But Khan Sahib asked him if he would transport river Ganga there. See, he was so much into his motherland that he was not attracted towards all these awards, this fame, the name, trips to abroad. When his friend offered him to head an institution in US, and he also knew, his friend also knew that this fellow would not leave Hindustan anyways, and he would not settle in USA just for heading an institution and all. So what did he do? He asked him that I would create an atmosphere same like you have in Banaras by making temples there as well. But Khan Sahab replied to him if he would transport river Ganga there. So it was not about any religion, any place, or anything. It was just all an artistic mind, an artistic thought that was dealing with it. He says that whenever he is abroad, he yearns to see Hindustan. He desires, or he feels, he likes, he wishes to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, he thinks of only Varanasi and the holy Ganga. And while in Varanasi, he misses the Matha and Umrah. See, all engrossed into his own motherland. Bharat Ratna Award. In 2001, he was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. At this, he said, while receiving this award, while giving away the speech, he said, "Teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music." We ideally do that, right? Whatever is going on in the Western countries, we blindly like to follow that. So even our yoga gurus these days say that I am going to train the Westerners to perform Surya Namaskara and Pranayama daily, so that my Indian children would also follow and the whole world becomes a healthy planet. Same over here. This fellow is saying that even the West is now coming to learn music. So why not we teach your children music? Yes, it really calms. Listen to a peaceful sound, or a peaceful piece of music, a calming, not the rock music or the banging on music, drums and all. It does release oxytocins in your body, and you feel happy, silent, positive. Even if something goes wrong with you, you take it quite in a correct perspective. That's the effect of music. There's also something called as music therapy. Bismillah Khan's life, a great example. His life itself is a great example because he was never after name, fame, money, and all these things. Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. It accepts that a Muslim like him can play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. This is the most like, I love this part. See, there was no religion at all. We are all humans. So Ustad Bismillah Khan, the name itself, why do we go again for the name? It's the human being, the potentials that were there in him. He used to play every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. See, this is what unity in diversity. Extremely loved it. That's all about the lesson. Now let's talk a little about the hard words. Just take a screenshot, and I have the meanings are mentioned in detail, all the words. That, take a screenshot. As these links remain live from morning 8 to evening 8, you can rewind, pause, and see the lessons as well. See the next page, from hard word number 11 to new word number 20. See, 21 to 31. I will also send these hard words into a PDF file properly, so that you can note them down in your classwork. And why do we write all these hard words? I want you to understand how to put the meaning of those words in your words. That will indicate that you have total control and confidence in speaking and writing English. So I want you to write all these hard words in detail. Hard or new words, whatever it is. Now let's watch another piece of musical piece. It's an epic duet. Yeah, epic duet, literally epic duet. Even I was engrossed into it. Bismillah Khan and Amjad Ali Khan with the dhun, playing on the dhun with Ragmala. Ragmala, that is a series of different notes, musical notes. Let's watch this video. Wonderful piece of music. Like, you don't feel like saying even a single word after this. Let's move on to the question answer session. Now, before we go on to the question answer sessions, when you have watched the movies, this video, you must have seen that there was no sense of competition in both of them. With due respect to each other's potentials, they were trying to explore their own capacities, abilities. And it was all about belief in yourself. If you believe in yourself, my children, you all have the best of it. You are the best. Just forgive yourself and others and believe in yourself. And introspect in yourself. Study yourself. What best can I do? What makes me happy? What can I do the best of this birth, of this life, in this body? Just think of it. What do I enjoy the most doing, except to make sense out of your life, of course, not just playing and wasting time and all. I am talking about making a successful life, a happy life. Success does not mean just name, fame, and money, but it also means living a happy, satisfied, peaceful life. So, that is what this piece makes me talk about, this video piece that we watched right now. Getting back to the notes on this lesson, you have question answers in your textbook. Why did Aurangzeb ban the playing of the pungi? Because it was sounding unpleasant and all. Now, I will deal with the questions which are difficult to understand. How is a shehnai different from a pungi? That also is discussed in detail. Where was the shehnai played traditionally, and how did Bismillah Khan change this? I'll help you with the question answers in the PDF form. Well, the content should be same, but the wordings here and there is okay. And it should be accurate as well, of course, grammatically. Spellings correct. When and how did Bismillah Khan get his big break? This also is discussed in detail. Where did Bismillah Khan play the Shehnai on 15th of August 1947? And why was the event historic for him? Was it for him? For all of us, everyone. Then why did Bismillah Khan refuse to start a Shehnai school in USA? In the USA, see? Find at least 2 instances in the text which tell you that Bismillah Khan loves India and Banaras. Just check the spelling of Banaras, B-E. It's not B-A, okay? Banaras. 2 instances we've already discussed. Next, tick the right answers. These are the answers. Actually, I don't need to give these answers. You already know it all, right? You can take a snapshot or wait for the PDF. Next, find the words in the text which show Ustad Bismillah Khan in the correct column. Discuss your answers in the class. This cannot be done right now. Feeling about the items listed below. Then tick mark the correct one. Nothing to explain in this question. Now, before we end off, let's discuss the short summary. Bismillah Khan made a valuable contribution to the world of music through Shehnai. For this, he was honored with highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna. He hailed from a family of musicians. He improvised many new ragas with Shehnai and thus placed it among other classical musical instruments. He won accolades on the international level, to accolades awards. Same summary but in the different form. Take a snapshot, you can understand that much better. Mughal emperor banned the playing of the pungi in his royal court. Same thing, I am trying to put it down in different forms for you. This is the real river Ganga snap, where he used to play Shehnai. Details about his childhood and young age in a different format. At the age of 14 and all. Again in a different format. Take a snapshot if you want. Well, that's all about Bismillah Khan. Maximum that I could put it about it. This was the end of the Sound of Music part 1 and part 2. Part 1 was Evelyn Glenn and part 2 was our Bismillah Khan son. Great gratitude to them. Thank you all my smart learners. Take care, stay safe and be happy always. Thank you.